Hey guys, Mark here from Denmark Bros. Has it ever occurred to you at one point, whenever you're using your dryer at home, that you press on the button to start the dryer and the only thing you hear is the wheezing of the engine? The tub doesn't turn, there's no heat, there's no nothing, but whenever you hit the button, but nothing. What happens is that the blower at the bottom of your dryer is clogged up with all sorts of dust, and the engine probably is clogged up also. So what I did is I looked in YouTube, saw a few videos of a guy repairing some washing machines and some dryers. So I'm going to try to post the link up here of this YouTube account so that you guys can go see it also. But I'm just going to show you a little bit quickly what I did on mine, or what I'm actually doing right now on mine. So first off, here it is. It's an Admiral washing dryer. The first thing you have to do is actually go on top where your lint tray is and take the two screws off that are up here. This will allow you to release the top door. Then what I did is went in the back here and took off all the screws that were around this panel that was here. There was 6 screws, so once I was able to get that, the blower mounting here had 4 screws around it at the bottom near the blower. So once you take those 4 screws off, you can shift the casing. Well, I can't move because I'm not really in the back right now, but here it is. You can move it around, and that gives you access to your blower. So when I tried to spin the blower around, it was extremely hard to turn it. So I know it's probably all caked up, all dried up stuff. It's 15-16 years since I had this dryer, so it's in need of a maintenance. So anyways, then what I did is off of the front door here, there's a couple of snap-ons that'll hold the top of your lid, the top of the dryer on top. Actually, I got the front door taken off right now already. So here's the clips here that I'm talking about. The top comes in, snaps behind there, and holds on. So I was able to push these off and pry the top open here. So what I did is I just pushed the top all the way in the back until it held, just like so. Then once you got your front door off, which is just 4 screws that are on the inside panel here, one here and one exactly at the same spot the other side, I had to disconnect my my switch so that I can release the door. Now I've got the door off. The door is actually sitting on 2 set of clips right here. So you sit it on, put it up top, put the screws on, and keep assembling. Now, as you can notice, the inside drum is gone. The drum is right there. What you do, once you got your front panel off, you look underneath on the corner here and you notice your motor. Well, this is your tensioner for the belt. So the belt comes around your barrel, then comes down at your tensioner, flips behind the belt here, and then goes down. So as the engine's turning, the tensioner's putting tension on the belt, allowing the drum to roll. Now, if you can look very carefully at all the dust and the grime that is in here. See, if I just take this and show you, look at all the dust that accumulated in there. All the hair and the whatever. So all this has to be cleaned, and that's why I've got my little handy dryer, or vacuum here. So I'm going to vacuum all this clean, and this part of the motor here is supposed to be freely turnable with your hand, which is basically impossible. So that needs to be greased up and lubricated. So I'm going to do all that and come back and show you the engine spinning, the flywheel in the back spinning. I'll reassemble the whole drum and show you the end result. Okay, here we go. Okay guys, as you can see, I've just dropped down the lid because I wanted to go see in the back. I did a thorough cleaning around the motor, around the edges, just to make sure the dirt was all off. I've got a trusty little air can that I got at the Radio Shack here in Canada. So I was able to blow around the air, take it all off, clean the tensioner. Now what I wanted to do is go in the back and look at the flywheel here, or the blower wheel I should say. I'm in a pretty confined spot here. Hey, so what I see still here is this blower fan is still quite tough to spin around. This should be not free flowing, but it should be much easier to turn. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to put a bit of WD-40 on the shaft of the engine, and try to lube it up with engine or bearing grease. So I'm gonna do that and see how much easier it is, or it's gonna be, to turn this blower fan. All right, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm back. So I took our little trusty WD-40 can, which is just a lubrication and cleaner style of liquid or stuff, if you want. And I shot some of the WD-40 right in there, right in that gear. I'll try to zoom in. Right in that gear. Boy, you should have seen the crud come out of there. So then I proceeded to take a shot or two in there to lube up the shaft there too. You could see the wet stuff there. I then proceeded to go, okay, let me see if I can see it here. In there, I was able to see the shaft, so I gave it a shot there. And also, right there, I'm going to try to put a flashlight there. Oh, there you go. You can see the shaft there. So I give it a good lube there too. That's where your blower ties up. So once I lubed this whole thing, a while ago I tried to spin it and I was forcing it and I couldn't move it. Now with 2 fingers, the fan almost, or the engine almost free flows or spins by itself. So definitely I think this is going to be fixed now. So it probably saved me a $100 to $200 repair, and or in some cases some of you might have even decided to ditch the dryer and throw it away, bought a new one, which is probably $400 or $500. So just a little bit of ingenuity and willingness to try it. Opened it up myself again, went on YouTube, found somebody that actually did do it or was doing some repair, and followed a little bit of what he showed me, and voila, the machine is repaired. So now I'm going to put everything back together and turn it on for you and show you that it actually did repair it. Okay, so I got the drum on. So now the next thing I have to do is actually put the belt around the tensioner and back onto the engine. So my camera is actually sitting on a pile of cloths or towels here. So I'm going to try to move stuff around and not tip the camera. Okay, so you take the belt, sit it on top of the tensioner, flip it inside, and that loop here is going to go tie around here. So that's where the tensioner comes in, where you have to push the tensioner in and go find your engine. There you go. So there. Now, whenever the engine spins, or I'm going to take this off here. Okay. I don't have my front door on, so that's why it's going to be a little bit tougher to make it spin. But whenever the engine turns, it's going to actually make the whole thing spin around. So now I'm going to put the door on and get the rest of the dryer back together. Okay, now the drum's on, I'm getting ready to put the door. And as I told you a while ago, these two clips on each side will go into, focus, into those holes right there on each side. So I'm going to try to hold on to the camera and do this. Okay, so let me see if I can find it. I can't focus on it. But anyways, here we go. See, the first side is latched on. And now the second side. Let me see if I can... Oh, there we go. Pretty tough to do this and hold on to the camera at the same time. So what I'm going to have to do is see if I can put it on the ground here. Pull it up. There we go. Okay, because I'm going to have to pull it this side a bit. Get my ratchet bits off. I have to... Which side does this have to go here? There we go. Alright. It's now latched in onto the two clamps. Now I'm going to lift up the door and snug in the drum into the door as at the same time as I'm lifting the door. Okay, so this is going to be kind of awkward. Alright, I'm going to try to put it here. See if I can... well, sort of, kind of. Got the open door. You won't see much, but just have to get this put together here. Okay. So it's got to go on top, over and in. There's a felt that's inside of the door that the drum has to sit on top of so that the drum can actually spin. So there you go. Alright, I'll have you see here. Okay, now right there, you could probably see a little bit of the felt. That door had to sit over top of this felt to be able to sit in properly. So now I'm going to be putting the screws right there in there to tie the door on. Alright, so then the whole thing is going to be put together and I'm going to try it. Alright, I've got the front door on. And I just want to show you in the back before I put the casing over top how much easier it is to spin the wheel. See, it does have somewhat more of a free flow than it did before I had to really force it, so cool. Putting it back together. Okay, now I've got the 4 screws put on for the blower case. Then I got up here and I put the 2 screws for the link tray. And here's the link catcher, so I'll push that in. I've got the dryer off kilter a bit so that I can get access to the blower, but I'll fix the leg later. So this is what I was telling you a while ago too. The little clamp here that's going to latch on to the top lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to force it down and it's going to pop it in. See? Now it holds the lid so it doesn't come up. It does have a little bit of play, that's normal. So All right, so I'll put the back lid on, back lid, or the back door on, and I'll start her up. Actually, what I'm going to do is plug it in the wall right now and try it. Okay, so I've got a little bit of time on there, and here goes. There it is. You got a lot of air coming out of here, and it does have a little bit of smell. That's normal because it was heating a while ago. Oh, now I got heat. So I'm gonna tie the exhaust end to our pipe that goes downstairs, then outside. So there you go, guys. The Admiral dryer repair.